Alright, hello again. This video tutorial is going to discuss the semester schedules tool. And so to begin, we click on semester schedules at the top, and that loads the semester schedules page. And then from there you can actually select an existing schedule plan if you've already created one, or you can create a new one. But if you create a new one, you still have to select the semester that you want to schedule for. For example, I'm going to select spring 2015, and I do have one plan already in here, or I could create a new one. But before I do that, I want to explain what this tool is all about real quick. In order to use this tool, you have to first have created an official course plan. And with that course plan, you have to have courses in that official plan in the semester that you want to create a schedule plan for. And so let me go back to the course plan tool page for a second and explain to you what I mean. So I'm going to select the official plan for this student, which is called My Plan, and I'm going to scroll down and show you real quick that this student has courses scheduled in the spring 2015. And you can see that they have ME 3633, IE 3201, 4425, 4453, 4461. So this is again the student's official plan. That's important. It has to be the official plan, and they have to have semesters or schedules, in the semester that you are trying to create a schedule plan. So now let me go back to the schedule plan page, and I'm going to click on spring 2015, and I'm going to create a new schedule plan. I'm going to call it my new schedule plan, I guess. And then from here, you'll see that a list of courses has loaded. And this is going to look similar to what you would see on the LSU course offerings webpage. And that's exactly what it is. It's courses that are offered that semester. So if I'm looking at spring 2015, I will be able to see any courses that are already offered that semester. Now, if a semester has not been opened for registration, or the offerings have not been published yet, then you're not going to see anything. But in this case, we're talking about the next semester, spring 2015, and there are courses that have been offered. Now, let me also point out, for just to be clear, and in case there's any confusion, the data that you're seeing in this list right here is test data. This is not actual courses that are offered at LSU, and you'll see that there are 3 sections of every course, and that's not realistic either. And in some cases there are only 1 section of a course. In some cases there are 20 sections of a course, like your freshman math or freshman biology. There may be many sections for that course, and in the higher level courses there may only be 1 or 2 sections. And so what you're seeing right here again is just some test data, so don't be confused if it doesn't make sense exactly, but I just want to use it to explain how the tool works. And so one thing that you can do with this is you can actually add a course, but notice that the only courses that appear in this list are courses that were in the official course plan for the student. So for example, you'll see IE 3201, 4425, 4453, 4461, and ME 3633. Those were the 5 courses that you saw in the official course plan for the spring of 2015. And so now I can pick which sections of those courses I want to schedule, and you can see what time and what days they're offered, where they're located, who teaches them, how many credit hours they are, and the section number. And so I'm going to go ahead and start by adding IE 3201 section 1, and when I add it, notice that it appears at the top now. This section right here is called the scheduled section, so the courses that you have scheduled. And then the section below that is the offered courses. So anytime you add a course from here, it's going to appear at the top. So now I'm going to add IE 4425 Section 3, and it now appears at the top as well. As you can see, as I'm adding these courses, some of the other courses are now highlighted yellow. And the reason that they're highlighted yellow is because you can no longer add these courses due to a conflict. And so basically what that means, the conflict is due to one of two things. Either you've already added that course, or a different section of that course, or there's a time conflict where the course overlaps with another course in time. For example, IE 4425 Section 3 was added. Because I've added Section 3, I can no longer add Section 1 and Section 2. So IE 4425 has a course conflict section. And then IE 3201 is the same way. You have Section 1, which means you can't add Section 2 or Section 3. ME 3633 has a time conflict. Even though I haven't added any of the sections of ME 3633, Section 2 is occurs at 9:30 to 10:20 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that is at the exact same time that IE 4425 Section 3 occurs. And so obviously I can't have two courses at the same time, so there's a time conflict. Same thing with ME 3633 Section 3, which is scheduled for 9 to 10:30, or 9 to 10:20, I should say, on Tuesday and Thursday. It overlaps with this course, IE 3201 Section 1, and so that too is a time conflict. And if you try to add a course that has a conflict, one of these yellow courses, you're going to get a warning or an error message saying that you can't add the course, and it's, there's no way to accidentally add a course so that you have two courses that have the same time. It'll restrict you so that you can only add a course. If you want to add one of these courses, you have to first drop a course that's creating the conflict. So, for example, if I drop IE 3201, notice that now I can add this ME 3633 because there's no longer a conflict. And so that works there. Another thing you can do is, if you don't want to see the conflicts, all these yellow courses, you can just uncheck these boxes right here, and then you won't see any conflicts. You'll only see courses that that you're allowed to add. And as you add courses, the list gets shorter and shorter, because basically you're restricted to only adding courses that you haven't already added and courses that do not have time conflicts. And so now that I've added one of every course from my official course plan, another cool feature is I can actually see where my courses are scheduled. So I'm going to click View Map, and notice that all my courses occur basically in these two buildings here. This is a map of LSU. You can zoom in if you want to and see some of these buildings right here. This is Patrick Taylor Hall, and this is the Business Education Complex. And so I can see where my courses are located because it drops the pins on the map for me. I'm going to hide the map here just to clear up some space. But that too is a useful tool. You can actually, if you're not familiar with the campus anyway, find your courses a little quicker in the first couple of days of class. All right. One last thing I want to show you. I'm going to drop a few of these courses, okay? And again, as you drop them, notice that they reappear in the list here. But if you want to find courses, again, this is from a test database. It's not really reflective of what you might actually see in some cases, because you may see 20 sections of a course. Like, for example, if you were trying to schedule Biology 1001, there might be, a dozen sections of that course. And this list could get really long. And so one way you can actually deal with that is you can choose to limit what courses you see and actually narrow down the list a little bit. And so now by selecting IE 4461, I'm only going to see those sections. And you can filter the list even further if you know a specific building that you're looking for a course, or if you know what instructor you want to have teach it. For example, you know you like to take courses by a certain instructor, then you can actually filter the list that way and find courses where that instructor teaches a given course. Now, obviously, not every instructor teaches every course, so you're going to be limited in what you can filter to whatever is actually offered. Okay, and then finally, once you've created this plan, the usefulness of this tool is you can actually pick which sections from your official course plan of courses that you want to take, and then use this whenever you go to the registration page for My LSU, and very quickly put in the information for what courses and section numbers you want to take without having to go to the course registration page and look up each department's courses, and then manually compare times to make sure that they're not overlapping, and make sure that any other criteria that you're trying to meet are followed. You don't have to do any of that with this. This does it all automatically for you. All right, well, that pretty much sums up the semester schedule tool, and this wraps up the student tutorials. Thank you for your time.